No one's going to believe me, but this wasn't my choice. So,
This is Full-Time Movie Fans?
yeah, this is full-time Sonic fans. I'm taking over for an hour.
And who are you?
Michael the Hedgehog. And this is my co-host, Jarvis the Hedgehog.
Nice to meet you.
And both of our... Actually, we can cut the cameras. I'm just going to have both of our original Sonic the Hedgehog characters animated for the rest of the podcast.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Some people say it'd be really cool. Some other people would cringe, and that's fine. You're allowed to cringe. Anyways, welcome to Full-Time Sonic Fans. We're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog the movie today. And to start us off, Jarvis, what do you think?
What do I think about what?
I'm nervous.
For the first time ever on our podcast. Except for the first episodes that we did way back when. We really knew each other.
So, in the early or mid 1990s, there was a boy who was born, and his name was Christopher Weston Chandler.
Oh,
and Christopher Weston Chandler
We'll get to the
was...
fun facts right off the bat.
I don't know if these are fun.
Well, these are...
I don't know if I call it fun. But, so Christopher had gone to the mall one holiday season with his father.
Hey, it's
where
the holiday
they had...
season now.
It is, yeah, just like it was then. He was about 5, 6, 7 years old, cognizant, if you want to ever say that Chris Chan was cognizant. And there... at the Virginia mall that he goes to during the holiday season, they had little animatronic singing, dancing bears that were performed by live performers that were behind the scenes,
like in the Goofy movie with the possums.
Yes, like the possums in the Goofy movie. And so they had walked up to those bears, and the one of the bears said, "What's your name?" And Christopher said, "My name's Christopher." And the bear said, "Christian, this song goes out to you." The bear misheard the name. And so from then on out, Christopher had taken that as a sign from God that his name was actually now Christian instead of Christopher, and had gone by Christian ever since. This was what started the saga of Christian Weston Chandler, also known as Chris Chan, the creator of Sonichu. If you want to go more in depth, you can find my in-depth biography at it's a Genodocs. There's like a 70-part series documenting the life and crimes of Christian Weston Chandler. But we're talking about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie today. The first one. And maybe don't skip ahead on the Chris Chan lore either. It doesn't bode well.
For the Full-Time Movie Fans out there, how does that connect to Sonic?
Oh, so thank you for asking. In the early 2000s, mid to late 2000s, Chris Chan was in high school doing a project for his multimedia class where they had to create an album cover and a playlist for a school project, and Christian, not Christopher, decided that he was going to make an album based off of his favorite character, Sonic the Hedgehog, to which his teacher said, "You can't use that. It's copyrighted material," right? So what do you do in this situation but make an original character? So Chris put together his two favorite things, Pokemon and Sonic the Hedgehog, and made Sonichu, which is the love child, the canonical love child of Sonic the Hedgehog and Pikachu. And that's how it all connects together.
Cool. The more you know.
Yeah. Do you want a little bit more about Sonichu?
You know what?
So a little bit more about
Yeah,
Sonichu
sure,
is that after that project, Christian Christian decided that he was going to make a webcomic series hand-drawn called Sonichu, which chronicles the adventures of Sonichu fucking everything in his path.
Wow.
Including other Pokemon, other Sonichus, other Amy Rosachus, which are also just Amy from the Sonic series as Pikachu Pokemon as well, which also includes siblings sometimes, and also included the children of the two of them sometimes as well. And sometimes Chris Chan would also make an appearance in the comics, mostly to fuck Sonichu.
Wow.
But there's other characters besides Sonichu and Amy Rosachou. Like there's Magisonichu, also known as Magi-Chan, which is Sonic but with magic powers.
I want to know less about this, actually.
Brother, me too.
I already know more than I ever wanted to know about this whole situation.
Do you want to hold the Sonichu medallion?
I would like to talk about Sonic.
Okay, great. So the Sonic the Hedgehog movie came out in 2020.
When was Sonic
2020
the character actually created?
1992, I think. Why do I know that off the top of my head? I don't know, Jarvis. Let me Google it real quick.
Because Sonic is a blood. Like, okay, because I'm older. I'm older than you, and I was around when Sonic, I think, first came out. I'm pretty sure, as a character in a game. Because I remember playing the games on Sega Genesis. Yep.
1991.
Yep.
I was close.
I was alive.
1991.
I was alive for 2 years or 3 years at least.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
3 years old when he came
Congrats.
out. Yeah, and you know what? The cool thing was Sonic was because you could play it. You could even play it on the handheld. Sega had the.
Jarvis,
They had a handheld. The Game Gear.
I have to point out
in
that
color.
when you're talking like for the podcast, you're talking at a normal level, and then you lean over to look at Steven and you talk a little bit louder so that he can hear you, not like he has you in his ears. Currently.
It's funny because you're actually like starting to peak.
Oh. Yeah, because I see the headphones and I think, this guy can't hear me. I must speak up.
Yeah, that's great.
He's further away. He's
further away. Anyways, Jarvis, what is your... Oh, wait, what's happening?
Nice.
Oh, you're making your own Sonichu. That's so great.
Beautiful.
While we're doing this, at the end, when it's finished, we'll show it to everybody.
Put a picture of it up
Yeah.
at the end of the video.
We'll call it Full-Time Movie Chew.
And friends.
And friends.
So Sonic's been around for a long time.
Yeah, and lots of video games and lots of other fun things.
He's Sega's Mario.
Yeah, but much cooler. He is, I dare say, way past cool.
I don't know. I've never seen Sonic play tennis or golf. So,
So you have okay. Well, obviously, you've never played Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games because he's done just about everything Mario has done.
He's done tennis.
Yeah,
I don't remember him playing tennis.
and he's good at it too.
Okay,
Trust me.
I believe he's capable.
You know what I learned that he is really good at? Repopulating the Earth.
Wow.
Because of the Sonichu series. We're back.
Is that canon?
We're so back. No, thank God.
So
Oh
Michael,
my God. I have to keep myself from going off on tangents.
So Michael, what was your first impressions of Sonic the Hedgehog the movie?
So back when I was a wee lad, my first Sonic game was actually Mario 3D Blast. There you go, Steven. You got it. And I remember going, wow, this game kind of blows. But then I got a GameCube, and my parents got me Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, which has to be, I dare say, one of the best games to ever exist. And if that's controversial, this one's not. One of the best soundtracks to ever exist for a video game. No, don't wince at that one. It has some undeniable bangers in it.
I don't know. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 is pretty good.
Nope, doesn't count. Crush 40 couldn't make it as a real band, but my God, can they make Sonic the Hedgehog bangers?
Oh, I thought we were not talking about that weird guy. I thought we
Sorry,
gave up on
my
that.
bad. That was my
I was
bad.
talking about Sonic.
Crush 40 Chan,
We're
yeah.
not talking about
Crush 40 Chan.
Sonic the Hedgehog bangers anymore. Okay.
Banging, these bangers,
Oh my gosh, no.
like the British have.
Oh, okay. Like bangers and mash.
So I've been a Sonic the Hedgehog fan for a while, and when I heard this movie was coming out, I went, "Oh my God, this is gonna be a hot mess." Because as a Sonic the Hedgehog fan, those games are a hot mess. So why wouldn't the movie be? And to my delight, I sat in theaters and I went, wow, this movie's actually pretty okay.
Yeah.
And that's good
That's
enough
high
for me.
That's high praise.
That's high praise for a video game movie.
Yeah, for a video game
Oh
movie.
my God.
That's high praise. The bar's really
That's
low.
all you could ask for, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Is pretty good. Not great, not life-changing, just
No.
pretty good.
Pretty good. It scales up for
It says
when it's a
something
video
that
game
Jim
movie.
Carrey is in this movie, you know?
But we love Jim Carrey. We just did
Yeah, we
Truman
did.
Show. Go check it out.
Which
Um,
all ties back to my niche interests, which Truman Show is one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite movie to ever exist, and Jim Carrey's in both of them. I also like Sonic the Hedgehog, Jim Carrey, and Sonic Hedgehog movie. It all comes together. It writes itself. Chris Chan, out of jail. That's also crazy. We won't get into that one. So that was my first impression of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. What about yours?
Oh my. How do I follow that? No, I mean,
I arguably know way too much about everything else about this movie in like its context and lore and community. And
yeah, you're blowing my mind with all this stuff
there's
and all the
so much more. And we have no time to get into it.
great, perfect. My first impression of it, I had the same thoughts. Like, I don't know. I was like, this is probably not what I'm gonna see. And then the thing that that made me go see it in theaters, was the fact that I was aware when they showed the first trailers and that horrible mess that Sonic was supposed to be with the human teeth and the weird. I don't know. He just didn't look like
Big
Sonic.
fan of the human teeth. Look, they missed out on some really fun game marketing there. They could have just made different skins for the games where you can play as movie Sonic.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they could still do that, but that was horrifying to watch. I did not like. I was like, I'm definitely not watching this. But then when they were like, "Hey, we hear you, we're gonna fix it," and they did, and it looked like Sonic, I was like, "Oh, respect." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, respect for doing that. You didn't have to. Most movie companies that far along wouldn't have.
Yeah.
They just be like, look, we already made it. It's going out. Whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean? They actually went back, paid millions and millions of dollars to redo the CGI to make Sonic look like Sonic instead of some weird
Hedgehog?
realistic I think they try to go for realism, and I'm like, it looks
God
stupid.
forbid he looked like a hedgehog. God forbid.
Well, he doesn't even look like a hedgehog. He just has spiky hair on the back of his
They're
head and
called
neck.
quills,
Sure.
you bigot.
Sure. They don't look like quills. It just looks like fur.
Yeah, it's true, dude.
So, like I'm saying, he doesn't look like a hedgehog at all anyways, but he looks more like the Sonic we know, which is, I was like, okay, I'll go watch it. And again,
And love.
pretty decent.
No, and love.
And pretty,
say it.
yes. Yeah. He's a great character. Yeah, I did have a good time with it. I did enjoy it. And I was like, hey, pretty good. So, I concur.
So let me tell you this. Let me tell you about this
Tell me about
plot.
the plot.
So issue 1 of the Sonic 2 comics starts with.
Stop. No more of this. I don't want to hear more about this weird guy.
So as everybody knows, I'm getting into the real story. As everybody knows, Sonic's mom is an owl. Everyone knows that. named Longclaw, and she protects him from the echidnas who are trying to kidnap him for his powers because he's special.
And what's an echidna?
It is a mammal.
describe it?
Yeah, it's a mammal with 4 penises. That's an echidna.
That's several more than most
That is
creatures.
generally 3 more than most. Yeah, 4 depending on the gender. So she Longclaw, Mommy Longclaw, as I'll call her, gives Sonic a bag of rings, and the rings are portals that teleport him to different dimensions to save him in case the echidnas ever get a hold of him, so that he can escape.
In case the echidnas attack.
Yeah, and so we start off with the movie. The echidnas are attacking, and Longclaw goes, Go to America, where you can be
It's
safe.
nice and safe there.
And
Every other person has a gun, but you'll be all right.
and then Mommy Longclaw dies to the evil tribal echidnas, the natives as they are, which they are just a placement for the natives.
In America, the Native Americans. Wow,
yeah.
that's so bad.
Yeah, the echidnas who have 4
horrible.
penises are also a stand-in for the Native Americans. I didn't write this. I'm just giving you the information, viewer.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah. So Sonic is in Green Hills, Alabama. Is that what they're trying to say this place is? Hold on. I had it a second ago. Anyways, so he lives undercover in this small town of Green Hills, which is not the same Green Hills that he grew up in
That's the name of the
because
stage in the game.
yeah, it's Green Hills Zone. And he can't make friends because people are scary and dangerous. So instead, he kind of is like an urban legend, at least to the crazy man, who calls him the Blue Devil or the Blue Blur. But the Blue Devil is what I think he calls him, if I'm remembering that correctly. And so he goes around terrorizing people and especially likes to fuck with the cops. So, yeah, who he calls Donut Lord, which is James Marsden, which we will not go into the lore of James Marsden at the moment, because that's a bad rabbit hole right now. Let's just say he did some unsavory things in the early 2000s. Not personally, just like adjacently.
Well,
He's an apologist.
he's got a lot to apologize for.
He definitely has a lot to apologize for, that's for sure. Which, thankfully, he's not very necessary in the movies, I'll be honest. He's just kind of there. So this is a beautiful coming-of-age movie about a young Sonic trying to find his place in the world.
In our world, actually.
In our world, yes. In America, specifically.
In Green Hills, Alabama.
Yeah, I think it's Alabama. It could be
Put it in the
Missouri.
comments, yeah.
It's one of the
Somewhere in
sad
the Midwest.
states. It's called Missouri.
Yeah,
Missouri.
Is that's not where you're from?
Come on.
No, but I love that.
Oh, really? I was up there for college and I absolutely hated it.
It was Missouri.
I lived in.
St. Louis?
I've been through St. Louis.
This is the fucking bomb.
I went to school in Springfield. It's very white up there. I was very confused. I was like, where are the Mexicans at? And also, it did feel a lot more racist up there. So,
Well, I'll tell you what. St. Louis is a lot of black people, so maybe that's.
It evens out.
I probably
It evens out in St. Louis.
I probably
Okay.
would have liked St. Louis better. Yeah. Okay. I know Nellie's from there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. you know Nellie
Yeah. Actually,
his
it
Air
was
Force
brought up
Ones?
recently. Yeah.
and his grills.
Yeah, I love Nelly.
He grills. Yeah, grills. He's a
So,
sucker.
anyways-
he's a sucker for corn rolls and manicured toes, from what I hear.
Whoa. Same, brother. So Sonic so badly wants to have friends, and he can't because, unfortunately, he's a hedgehog from outer space in this universe.
Well, I think just a different dimension, right?
Sure, they call him an extraterrestrial in the lore, so I think that's
Aren't we terrestrials? Why do they get to be extraterrestrial? They're more terrestrial than us?
So Sonic wants friends real bad, and he can't have them.
You know my joke is bad when Michael just skips over and just continues to talk.
And so he decides to play a good old game of American baseball by himself, and he gets so sad that he runs so fast that the power lines explode. And then the U.S. government goes, oh, we're getting attacked by terrorists. So who do they send out but Dr. Ivo Robotnik, a.k.a. Jim Carrey, the craziest mad genius to ever exist, to go catch this blue hedgehog child.
What a fitting character for him, a mad genius.
Yeah, true.
You're
very real for that.
I would say that that's accurate to describe him in real life.
I'm holding space for that.
Okay.
Do you understand what that? Are you privy to that reference?
No, I don't. I missed it.
Well, go watch Wicked. Maybe you'll understand.
Oh, I have not seen that yet.
So Sonic has to go undercover, but he actually lives in a spot near Donut Lord's house, James Marsden, who I do know the name of in the movie, but will only refer to him as Donut Lord because he's a cop. And Donut Lord is up for a promotion.
Actually, kind of not.
In the big city, but his veterinary girlfriend wants to stay in their small town where they always grew up. Honest to God, I'm not memeing. Their plot does not matter. So back to Sonic. Sonic gets caught in Donut Lord's house hiding from the police, which is bad because he is the police. And then Sonic gets shot with the tranquilizer dart and loses his rings, and it opens up. One of them opens up a portal to San Francisco, which we still have yet to get a true rendition of City Escape, with him skateboarding down the streets of San Francisco. But that's, hey, I can hold out hope. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're right. It wasn't actually a snowboard. It was just a piece of a helicopter that he used as a snowboard. Anyways,
Sonic does not lack
so one of the rings opened a portal to San Francisco, and the rest of the rings dropped in. And then Sonic goes, "You motherfucker, you did this to me. Now you have to take me to San Francisco. That's the rules." So this budding coming of age story now turns into a buddy cop comedy, where Sonic is also the police now. And they start going on little adventures to hide the fact that he's blue and a hedgehog from normal people, while being chased down by the U.S. military.
Yeah, they know.
This comes from a common trope back from the 1940s and 50s, where they used to make monster movies based off of the idea that that they were going to war with the Soviets and the communists, and so the monsters in the monster movies were representative of the communists, while the military was representative of the U.S. military, and the scientist that created the monster is supposed to be some sort of reference of like trying to sympathize with new ideals, right? So they're trying to say that the ideals are bad because communists are bad and the military will save us all. So Sonic, I guess, in this reference is a communist, and James Marsden is the apologist, which is very accurate to his real life character.
How ironic.
Not about communism specifically, about something a lot less controversial. Look it up. Look it up, people. What am I referencing?
Put it in the comments. No, don't.
Quiet on set.
Don't put it in the comments.
Yeah, don't put it in the comments. So they're getting chased down by Jim Carrey, who is the government, and a bunch of hijinks ensues.
This is just a political movie.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, is that this is a political movie trying to tell you not to think outside of your current morals and standards.
They're just trying to indoctrinate our kids.
Yeah. Because that's how monster movies work. But buddy comedies are about learning to work with others outside of your differences. So that's a good thing, I think. And coming of age stories are supposed to be referential to the feeling of growing up and finding yourself. So really, they're hitting a lot of marks here, and definitely not losing the plot of what's going on.
Did they miss any of the marks,
Um,
or did they hit all of them?
You know, I would say if I were to make a decision on that myself, I would say that they definitely made a Sonic movie, and
So very deep. I can that I agree with you.
so they keep going, and at some point they make it to San Francisco, and as buddy comedies work, at some point James Marsden and Sonic have a fight. This is I just had a really lucid moment with what I was saying. With this actual real life person is fighting with an imaginary character. He might be schizophrenic. And yeah, Sonic does some cool stuff where he slows down time and beats up Dr. Robotnik, finds his rings, throws Jim Carrey into the mushroom dimension, and saves the world. And also they don't move to San Francisco because he loves family now.
And some people would love to get trapped in the mushroom dimension.
Yeah, but Dr. Robotnik is not one of them, unfortunately.
Are you one of them?
No, I hate mushrooms.
Mushrooms are delicious.
Hot take.
Yes.
So that's the
Especially-
Sonic the Hedgehog
Especially on
movie.
Pizza. Pepperoni and mushrooms.
Let me make sure I didn't miss anything here.
Mushroom Swiss burgers. So good.
No, everything you're saying is wrong, by the way.
No.
Things are happening. Things don't happen. Yep, bunch of
This is
stuff.
going to go down as
There's a bar fight. That was cool.
Yeah, what happened in the bar fight? A lot of good movies have bar fights. Remember the bar fight in Cool Runnings?
Yes.
That happens.
Oh, and then at the end, it shows that Tails emerged from a portal on the Earth. So that was cool. Tails, by the way, is just a nickname. His name's Miles Prower.
That's the Luigi to Sonic's Mario.
First of all, how dare you? Second of all, yeah.
And then the mushroom dimension is just like the Mushroom Kingdom.
Oh no, Steven's having a thought. Steven's having a thought over there. Yeah, that does make Knuckles Wario.
Or wait, then what is Shadow?
Shadow's Shadow the Hedgehog.
What
There
is
is
Shadow?
no replacing him.
No, Shadow is Wario.
Yeah. And Knuckles is Waluigi. Good job, everybody. We
And
figured
then-
it out.
Well, then also isn't Sonic? Have you heard the comparisons of Sonic to Dragon Ball Z? Then it's literally just you haven't.
No, I have
Oh,
not.
Mr. Sonic guy. Because,
I'm not a Dragon Ball Z person. I picked Sonic the Hedgehog, all right? You only get one of the two.
Okay, so you get the comparison goes that like Sonic is like Goku.
Okay.
Their Super Saiyan forms are just called Super. What are they called?
Yeah, Super Sonic.
Super Sonic.
They go
Yeah, they're
super.
both
Yeah,
gold.
no, that one's obvious.
They also are trying to collect the gems.
Yeah, the 7
Dragon Balls.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they just keep getting more powerful forms.
So what is this theory
It's
you're
just a
talking
kid
about?
version. It's just like a kid ripoff of Dragon Ball Z.
I would say instead of a kid ripoff of Dragon Ball Z, that it's just a Western ripoff of Dragon Ball Z
Yeah. Okay. All right, guy.
and a cooler one. Way past
Ooh.
cool.
That's a hot take.
No, that's the thing Sonic says is way
Oh.
past cool. That's a Sonic-ism if you want a schism for sure.
Oh.
So Jarvis, do you want me to tell you now about my theory about the first Sonic movie with the weird Sonic and the changing of it?
Oh man, it has.
Are you
does
ready
it have
for
anything
this?
To do with that guy that you?
No,
mentioned?
it has nothing to do
Okay,
with
good.
Christian
Yes, go
Weston
ahead.
Chandler,
Yes,
which
go
we
ahead.
can get back to, and I might for time.
If we ever get monetized, is your mention of that dude gonna demonetize it?
So my theory about the Sonic, so what Jarvis was saying, the reason why he went to go see the movie is because they came out with the first trailer and everyone was like, "This is awful. What did you do to our boy?"
Yeah. People were very vocal about it.
And then they came back and they said, "Look, we changed it for the fans because we care about the fans." Right? I have a theory about this.
Okay.
I have a theory. It's crazy. It's not that crazy, I think, but it makes sense. So follow me, camera guy. That's a reference to ShamWow, by the way, in case you were wondering. And
With,
you?
Billy Mays?
No, with Vince.
Oh, yeah.
The ShamWow guy.
That's right. Billy Mays was the other one.
Yeah, Billy Mays was OxyClean.
Yeah.
God rest his soul.
I know. One of the best
Infomercial guys.
hosts
I agree.
to ever exist.
So my theory about the Sonic thing is that it was planned. The whole thing was planned. And I don't think it was planned like it was a marketing stunt, like to get people to go watch the movie. I think it was like an inside job. I think what happened was that they had the original, the new look, the like OG Sonic look, planned the whole time, and they had it prepped.
So you think they made it in conjunction with the
No, I think it was the first draft. I think the first draft was the one that we ended up getting.
So the redo was the ugly one.
I think there was some executive decision to try to make him look more realistic. And the team
Quotation marks,
yeah, in
obviously.
quotation marks, yeah. And the team went, "You know what? Fine. We'll do that." And so they made it and they put it out in the trailer and they let the backlash come in. And then a couple of weeks later, they got to, because it was only a couple of weeks later, there is absolutely no way they could have changed everything in the
backlash
entire
was
movie.
loud and immediate.
Yes, and the change was also pretty quick. Like, it happened within a couple of weeks, and that's impossible to do with a movie that size. They had to have had it on hand.
Okay.
And I believe that what happened was it was the rest of the team telling the executives that their decision was stupid, because it was,
yeah.
so that they could put it back the way that it should be.
Why are executives so bad at making good decisions?
Because they believe the fact that they make money off of the projects is them getting confirmation that their ideas are good.
And that makes them think that they're smart.
Yes.
And they're not.
No, because the people who give other people the money to make the movies are just banks. They approve the ideas from a marketing standpoint alone, not from a creative standpoint.
I think Jake and Logan Paul are proof that you don't have to be smart to make money.
Yeah.
So that checks out.
And the movie that you and I saw together, Dumb Money, also proves that.
Yes. I don't remember.
Did you watch Dumb Money? It was the movie that was made about the GameStop short.
The stock. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was a good movie. So the plot to that one.
No. So okay, you know what? At first I was like, okay, Michael the conspiracy theorist.
But you can see it.
But now I can see it, because once you start to say that the executives were involved in saying like, hey, this is how you should make this movie.
Yeah.
Then yeah, it does make sense that they'll be like, okay, hey, all right, Mr.
Yeah, you know
Smart.
what? Fine, yeah,
Sure,
we'll do
smart
it.
guys, we'll do it. I think that's happened a lot in movies where there's like, oh, okay, that's your idea you want us to go with? Okay, we'll do it. We'll make it your way. Well, let's see how this goes. You know what I mean?
And then they waited like a week and a half for the executives to be like, hey, guys, do you think that we could last minute change all of this? For them to be like, oh, yeah. And then they just recover the old version and they're good.
To be honest with you, that's the kind of petty that I can be. That fits in line with how I am as a person.
Yeah.
Just be like, oh, okay. And then just to when I'm proven right, to just be like,
Click 3 buttons to undo it. And,
oh,
and it's good now.
oh, wait, now you want to do things the way that we said it should be done the first time?
That's crazy.
Interesting. That's crazy. I mean, imagine how much money we could have saved if we just did it right the first time, the way that we said and not the way you said. Interesting. Hopefully you'll remember this next time you guys want to make a movie. Probably not, but
I hope that they still
would've
made
said,
the
dude,
studios pay for it.
I would have said all those things.
Yeah.
And then they would have fired me.
Yeah, probably.
Because rich people don't like
As
to be
we've
held
learned,
accountable.
it doesn't matter because they made so much money
Well,
that they
yeah,
continue to make more of them.
Well, even if it was the way that you said, like I still was like, okay, like the fact that they changed it to the original, like how it's supposed to look, how Sonic's supposed to look. I was like, I'll give them my money for that, and I didn't regret it.
Oh
Like
no,
said,
I
had a
still
good time.
agree.
Like,
That was a
it's
good move.
It's definitely one of those movies. Again, Movies have a bunch of different spots and places in any one person's life, right? This is a popcorn movie. You just go, you have fun. You don't really think about it too much.
Mhm.
Just go and be entertained. Enjoy the laughs, the dumb jokes.
It has everything in it.
Yeah.
It has Sonic. What else do you want?
It has people with questionable pasts.
Which, I mean, let's be real. What movie at this point doesn't?
Yeah, true. I don't know. A Goofy movie?
Let's play the money game. You ready? Everybody, make your guess. How much did it cost to make?
Wait, with revisions?
Sure. 26 million. You know, 6 million. Okay, well, do 6 million, Jarvis.
It's gotta be at least 115 million.
115
At
million.
least.
85 million
Okay.
is the estimated cost for the movie. Now we play the how much did it make? It's billions. Billions. It hasn't stopped.
it's still breaking.
It's actually the highest grossing movie of all time.
I'm gonna say. You said 85 mil.
85 to make, yeah. Don't go crazy. This isn't Spider-Man.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna say 300 mil.
300 mil, okay.
I'm gonna say 650 mil.
650 mil. Gross worldwide, 319, 750. So that's $319 million.
Oh, okay.
Good job, Steven. You got it this time.
You win.
What's
What's his prize?
his prize is that he continues to get to do this.
Yeah, for the next hour.
Yeah,
For
congratulations.
the next episode.
So yeah, there's a lot. I got lots of fun facts about Sonic. What do you want to hear? That don't involve Sonic Shoe?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's one
He's
that
like,
involves
I
Chris
I
Chan.
have no fun facts anymore, and that's the end of the show.
That was actually everything I had planned was just Chris Chan related. What do you want to hear? Do you want to show everybody my signed copy of Sonic X?
No, but you could. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think we didn't talk about the end of the movie where Sonic wins.
Sonic X. Sonic X.
Just switch to the camera he's not pointing it at.
This is so disrespectful. I'm a professional. That's signed by the guy who voiced Sonic in Sonic, not the Sonic movie, but in Sonic X.
We were talking before about the new Sonic 3 movie and who voices Shadow.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves.
I don't think you told me how you feel about it, so I'm assuming that you weren't as on board with it as I was.
By the way, we're gonna review Sonic 3 when it comes out.
Oh, for sure.
Just so you know.
Without question.
Because Sonic Adventure 2, as Steven and I established earlier, has to be one of the greatest video games to ever exist. And Sonic 3 has to take at least a good chunk of the plot of that game to be able to function as a movie.
I know. I didn't play that game because.
Do you want to? We'll stop right now.
Because I was poor and I didn't have any.
We have to
video games, but what I do know is that a lot of people were excited that Shadow had a gun. That's that was pretty important.
So that's because after Sonic Adventure 2, which brought Shadow into the picture, they made a spin-off game called Shadow the Hedgehog, where Shadow, after spoilers, he falls to Earth after the end of Sonic Adventure 2 and wakes up with amnesia, and then the devil shows up and goes, "Hey,
the actual
do you
devil?
want to do crimes? You remember the government agents that killed your friend, the 10-year-old girl? Why don't you kill them now?" And so Shadow picks up a gun and starts shooting them. And that's the premise of that game.
Yeah, so
is that Shadow gets a gun to kill people.
Wait, he gets a gun to kill government people?
Yes.
Or police people?
Both.
I think people in today's culture would cheer that.
They do.
So all Sonic characters should
But-
have guns, is what you're telling us.
But after that game, they decided to canonically make Shadow a government agent.
Of course they did.
Because, okay, so that game was one of those choose-your-own-adventure type games. So you could either side with the devil and kill the police, or side with the police and kill the alien devils.
Oh, the alien devils.
Yeah, the aliens, the illegals.
Yeah.
It's a weird game. People don't really...
It's,
people love that game.
it's funny how
It's not a good game.
It's funny how the government,
but
would
it
like to
does
look
have
like
a
the good
Crush
guys.
40 banger in it. All of me, into a mystery. It's so good. You should listen to all of the Crush
After
40
this
Sonic
review,
songs.
we're just gonna put gameplay of this game up.
Absolutely.
No, actually, we could do
Absolutely.
like the YouTube shorts or whatever, where they have the game playing underneath the
Yeah.
the gameplay underneath our video the whole time. We can have a little. I
This
put
is
a little,
perfect,
put a little
actually.
square in the
I
corner
love
of the
this,
gameplay
yeah.
of our review.
No, we're the little corner square while the gameplay's happening. I have high expectations for the third Sonic movie.
Dude, should
I
we
want you
try
to
that
know.
to see if it gets views?
You could make shorts like that. Yeah, you should.
No, I'm not.
Play
gonna.
the whole movie underneath our review of the movie. I'm sure that won't get flagged for anything.
Yeah. The only one way to find out, right?
I have too many expectations for this Sonic movie coming out.
The third one, really?
Yeah,
Too high.
too high.
Did let me ask you this: did the first one live up to your expectations?
No, but it was still good.
Yeah. Did you like when Sonic went Super Saiyan and turned gold and beat up the robot?
In the third movie,
no,
when
in
it's
the
going to
first
happen
one.
in the third movie,
In the first movie.
it didn't happen in the first movie.
That had to have been the first movie, right?
No,
No, was that the second one?
Does he go supersonic in the second one?
they don't want. They haven't watched it yet.
I don't know. Whoops.
That's funny.
It may or may not happen.
It was inevitable.
It may or may not happen.
Yeah, and everybody may or may not die.
I will say, Chaos Emeralds are not involved
Yeah.
How not?
because
You'll
that's
have
the
to-
third
you'll-
movie.
You'll have to
Steven.
watch and find out.
So yeah, can't wait for
It's-
December
it's-
20th
yeah, Sonic 3.
when we get to watch a 10-year-old
Shadow.
girl get shot
By
by
a gun.
the police by a
That's
government agency.
How fictional that storyline is.
Yeah. Well,
Cops shooting
here's
people.
the fictional part. It happens in space. That's the truth. That is not made up.
So that makes it okay. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, space crimes are a little less.
There's no laws about those yet.
Yeah, they're a little less upfront.
That's the
you know?
loophole, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, she had it coming. I'm not going to say the rest of the joke. I'm not going to say the rest of the joke I was going to make.
Thank you.
You're
for that.
welcome. I'll say it off the camera.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to get.
got a
Are we going to
real-
get canceled
we
for a
got-
Sonic the Hedgehog review?
Bro, you
I
brought
might
it
as well.
on.
I
You
might
brought
as
it
well
on.
finish off the Chris Chandler then. So after,
Please, I've had enough of this guy.
so after the bear incident, Chris goes to college, and
Oh my.
and goes on his love quest to meet a boyfriend-free girl.
Oh my. Let's I think we just end the show right now at this point.
But there's still so much lore. There's like 15 more years of lore to get through.
Is there?
There actually is. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot.
Well, Sonic is supposed to be a beloved character.
It's so beloved that there was an arc in the Chris Chan lore where he was approached by Shigeru Miyamoto of Nintendo fame to make a Sonichu official game. But fun fact,
That's not
it was
true.
it was actually not Shigeru Miyamoto that was reaching out to him. It was a fan who was just trying to incriminate him by doing some weird things that I definitely cannot say on a YouTube channel that wants to be successful and blackmail him. And that wasn't even the first time it happened. It also won't be the last.
What do black males have to do anything with this?
Speaking of, the second movie has Knuckles the Echidna in it.
Played by Idris
Played
Elba,
by
a
Idris
black
Elba.
male. actually voted people's sexiest man alive at
They're
one point.
so right about that.
Right?
There's no question.
Dude, how do you, if Idris Elba came up to you in real life
I-
and went in for a kiss, how do you say no to that?
You
just
don't.
don't.
You don't.
You don't. I don't know
Steven?
anybody.
Thoughts?
Right? You don't say no to that.
You know, I think he's a. Sorry, I think he's a beautiful man. I think he's very attractive. I would never ever. What's the word? I would agree that he is sexiest man. I don't know. I can't kiss him. I can't.
That's crazy. Then you're not going to like what happens after this interview between me and Michael.
No, I've been advocating for this. I told y'all, 10 subscriber special. Yeah, get this mic away from me.
Now Steven has to go. Steven has to go back into the repertoire and see where I talk about sucking your beard.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to bring that up.
I want it.
This is going off the rails. You should
Yeah,
probably
a
close it
little
out.
bit. Yeah, I think we're getting to that point. Getting a little crazy.
I am all of me. Walk into my mystery.
Hey, that's what you need to play some of that at the end of the.
No, it needs to be live and learn.
you get. Oh, actually, you could put that as the intro music.
You need a Sonic Oh, you're right. You need a Sonic education for sure.
Okay. We'll. You're gonna have to.
I need to give you a rundown of the
teach me,
lore.
Sensei.
Yeah, this is super important. I hope you know.
Okay. All right. I'm excited for that actually. No
I'll
more
make a
no more of the
PowerPoint
weird
presentation.
stuff. No more of the weird
The
stuff.
weird stuff's important, Jarvis.
Oh man. Okay. Well, guys, this has been Sonic. This has been our Sonic review. Maybe one of our craziest, most off the rail reviews ever.
I like it. I think it was very educational.
Yeah. Yeah. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us for Sonic the Hedgehog. Hope your day is everything you dreamed it'd be and more. And we'll catch you in the next movie review.
Google Chris Chan Surf Shack Tito.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Google Chris Chan.
Don't do that either. And don't put it in the comments.
Google Chris Chan. Sup? You know, you'd look cooler if you'd subscribed.
Your dad wouldn't be so disappointed in you if you subscribed.
Your friends would do it. Aren't you like them? Don't you want to be like your friends? Your friends would do it. Nah, you're too much of a wimp anyway.
Yeah,
You could watch a couple other videos though, if you were cool.
Yeah, you won't though. Should.